I've been kicked out of my near every bar around. I've been locked up for driving 120 through town. I've been shot at and cut with a knife, messing around with another man's wife. But other than that, we ain't nothing, just good old boys. Threw my boss out the window and got fired for my last job. Hot-wired a city truck and turned it over in the mayor's yard. Beat my brother-in-law half to death. Lost $20 on his football bet. But other than that, we ain't nothing, just good old boys. Good old boys, we're all the same. Ain't no way we'll ever change. Ain't no harm by the things we do, or the trouble that we get into. Other than a wild hair once in a while, we can't help it, it's just our style. Good old boys, it's all we'll ever be. I got 6 weeks overdue.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Wade and Carter Show. Ash, Brent, Commander, all in the house this morning on this post-caldo Wednesday. Stephanie Connie, Mark Cepeda, Marvin Mickish on the podium this morning. Glad you're all here and joining us, whether you're on Magic, Facebook, YouTube. For those of you that will tune in later today, welcome as well, because I know many of you are not up, but you will be watching later, and we appreciate you guys as well. So all that said, thanks for tuning in this morning. Lots to get to, lots to talk about. Let's start with Wade and Carter weather. Brought to you by the great folks at AT Deerland Hay Feeder Ranch Services.
73 degrees in Victoria, Texas, under clear skies, heading to a high today of 90.
Nice.
Roughly the exact same as yesterday and the day before.
Yesterday, I think it got a little warmer than that.
On a note, just to share with you folks, the program lost one of our most ardent supporters, and I would say to a degree the one of the conscience of the program. Judge Posey, Don Posey, passed away yesterday. He was a great friend, a tremendous friend of the program.
Former county judge,
long-time county judge, 16 years, I think.
Like that, yeah.
And noted attorney in town, been here a long time, family guy, good guy. And he will definitely be missed by Ash and me. And it was a constant that you would get to, like this morning, Stephanie Connie, Mark Cepeda, Marvin Mickish, Scott Tomko, and it would say Don Posey every day for years and years. So, Judge, rest in peace, my friend. We will miss you.
Even when he didn't check in, he'd always send us a text saying, hey,
he would let you know why he wasn't checking in.
Or I caught the show later. You guys missed the mark on this one.
Yeah, and he was good at it. He was always in love. He would correct in love. So
miss him.
We will miss him. We'll keep you posted of services. So
County lost a good friend, and we lost a good friend. County lost Victoria County lost a great gentleman.
Yep. Peace in Gaza. I guess that's the top story. At 11:51 last night, October the 8th, President Trump tweeted out that the first phases of his 20-point peace plan had been accepted by both, it had been approved by Israel and had been accepted by the folks in Gaza, and that Israel then had to approve their acceptance of. And then 30 minutes to the minute later, Antonio Guterres, the head of the UN, and Benjamin Netanyahu, both revealing that the preliminary peace had been reached.
First phase of the ceasefire deal, 20 living hostages set to be released. Hamas also holding the bodies of 28 dead hostages.
Are we assuming that there are 20 living hostages? Is that, has Hamas provided that number, or is that like when we reported just last week, many of whom are expected to be dead? There's 48 hostages, many who we believe have died. Where did 20 come from? I don't know if, they actually announced that they had 20.
Yeah, they took 252 years ago. Let's not forget that number.
Yeah.
They've released some over time, but way too many of them died.
These were just random hostages. They weren't like military personnel.
No, these were just people that they took from that. I think that music festival and the surrounding chaos after the kite flyers and amateur balloonists flew over the border and started killing people. Let's see. I'm trying to look for quick details. Of course, full details not available.
Donald Trump immediately thrust onto the list for the Nobel Peace Prize. Worth noting that
who will end up winning it? The Egyptian and the Qatari prime ministers and presidents will probably get it, not Donald Trump. Because they hate Donald Trump.
The list actually closed in January. It takes a while there's like 300 and something suggested winners of the Nobel Peace Prize that were on the list prior, and they closed the list fairly early in the year so that they have time to ferret through all of the applicants, if you will, nominees. And but Trump,
if that's the case,
Trump deserves it.
If that's the case,
how did Barack Obama?
Well, exactly. He wins the Nobel Peace Prize in 2019. He was elected in 2018. I mean, he was on the job for 10 days before they closed the nomination process, and he gets awarded the Nobel Prize.
Hope and change, man. Hope and change.
At that point, the Nobel Peace Prize to me lost a lot of its significance because the guy hadn't done anything.
He didn't do anything.
No. And now that you tell me this, but
makes you wonder.
Yeah. Apparently the two sides have agreed to stop their fighting. We'll see how long that lasts. I hate to say it. I'm not optimistic that Hamas can. If this thing is going to go south, it's Hamas walking away from being involved in anything in the Gaza. And what I've read, it's kind of been a sticking point. They don't want to give up that control.
Well, they want a two-state solution, and I think they want to control the waterfront. It says the deal comes after Trump intensified diplomatic efforts to halt the war after Israel, you'll recall, carried out strikes against Hamas officials residing in Qatar without consulting the U.S. Trump was very unhappy with the strike against a major military ally of the U.S. and the primary negotiator in efforts to end the war. So he was apparently not in the loop when the great warrior Netanyahu said, that's fine, we'll just strike them where they live. And Trump said, hey, I'm very unhappy about this. I should have been in the loop. It should not have happened. And they had all their generals and consultants together, and then they got zapped. So
yeah, the Hill reporting that and commenting a little bit that Israel's conduct in the war in Gaza has turned global public opinion away from the country after what initially was solidarity in the face of the horrific atrocities committed by Hamas.
If this does actually end the war, I guess the high water mark has got to be the exploding beepers. The fact that what Israel could pull off. I mean, only the Jews could get a contract, sell you beepers, you pay them for them, and then they blow your bits off. That's amazing.
Wow, they didn't know they were buying them from them.
No, but I mean, leave it to Israel to make a buck in the process.
The infiltration of that's amazing.
I think it's incredible.
Books will be written 20 years from now, and you can start telling them. But I How can you trust Hamas? Seriously. I mean,
You can't.
you know. And here's what I don't understand, and how can you not? And maybe I don't know, maybe I don't understand the psychology behind it, but how do you not? How can the people that keep getting swayed by radical Islamists, and I saw a list the other day of like the top 10 terrorist organizations in the world, they were all radical Islam. Where's the outcry against the clerics who are recruiting these people for this stuff? And doesn't anybody ever go, hey, how come you at the top of this command chain never strap on the vest and blow yourself up for the higher call?
Yeah.
Right?
You don't want the 72 virgins?
You know, I mean, MacArthur was known to be on the battlefield during World War II.
It's pipe.
But none of these radical Islam leaders ever put the vest on and go detonate themselves up for the cause. They just take the money and keep people living in squalor.
True story.
And the uneducated young males who are too stupid to know any better fall for it.
Given their basic disdain for women, I'm surprised they don't talk the women into blowing themselves up.
Well, they don't trust the women to do it. Part of it.
Interesting.
Read some books on this stuff. It's eye-opening.
Couple of quick hits. They did catch the guy that they believe they can prove began the Pacific Palisades fire in California. They've got him on multiple video feeds, and actually he had set a fire, and nobody disputes that, and is caught on video doing so. And then when that fire began to spread and firefighters showed up, he came back, which I think is probably the want of the, arsonist. He came back to watch as they tried to fight it. 6,000 structures were burned over 23,000 acres. Very interesting.
12 people also killed in that place.
Yeah.
Apparently, the idiot used AI imaging, ChatGPT, to answer a bunch of his questions, like, can I be charged with arson if a lit cigarette starts a fire? These are the things he was searching.
And he asked GPT to create a dystopian painting showing a burning forest and a crowd fleeing from it. It's when evil meets
ease of technology to make their jobs easier.
Yeah, and oddity though. The guy's clearly a loon.
Nuts.
And then
Absolutely.
on top of that, he's evil.
Should I stop doing that over here?
Yeah, I wouldn't Google that.
Okay.
I wouldn't Google that unless I wanted the FBI to show up at your house. You want to learn who's watching what? Just type in the wrong thing.
But apparently they don't watch it closely enough, because they would have stopped him before he ever started it, right?
Do we have time for them on the show today?
No, the FBI.
Yeah.
No, we'd rather not have them here.
Oh, okay.
Although I don't think we have any guests slated, so
Do you have your papers, comrade? Because ICE could show up.
would make it interesting. Oh, let's see what else is going on now.
Governor Abbott.
Yeah.
Governor Abbott cracking down on what I never had a problem with it, but I like his angle on this. Governor Abbott targeting these murals that you find in crosswalks, saying, and now it's not a coincidence that a lot of these murals focus on the LGBTQ agenda, and the governor saying, look, they're a distraction. They're a distraction to safe driving, and they are in violation of TxDOT, both state and federal statutes. And he said, look, you cities that have these, Austin, Dallas, Houston, You need to eliminate them, or we may eliminate state funding for your road projects. So he's kind of taking a page out of President Trump's book. You know,
So when
really,
the
he's like the
yeah.
mean parent.
So when the
with all the
Cowboys
money-
win the Super Bowl this year, Dallas is not going to be able to put stars in crosswalks.
Right. So I think the roads of Dallas are safe. Right.
So do I.
9-7-1 is looming.
Yeah. James Comey yesterday pleaded not guilty. Not guilty.
Jimmy's not guilty.
No, in federal court to charges of lying to Congress and obstructing a congressional investigation. Trial is set for January. This could be interesting.
Do you have any doubt that he's kind of the tip of the spear of the Dems?
Oh, he was their soldier. Absolutely, he was their foot soldier. Comey's going to seek to have the indictment dismissed before his trial.
Good luck. I think some other people are going to join him.
I love CBS News didn't say this, but several of the headlines when I was looking for a less biased story to talk about this one. Comey charged after Trump pressures investigators, right? Trump called for his prosecution.
Yeah.
Still had to get it in front of a grand jury to charge him.
And you've had people say,
and they threw one of the potential charges out.
Yeah, but you've had people say that, you know, well, when are the Republicans going to do something? When are they going to do something? So Trump just said, hey, let's do something. I found it interesting yesterday on CNN, one of the sources I don't frequent, but on CNN, they pointed out that President Trump's approval rating was sitting right at 43%. And when the president was first elected, it was at 44%. So they're saying that Massimino's, his approval rating hasn't fluctuated. They also went on and took a poll and said, how many of you feel that Donald Trump is doing what he said he was going to do? Are you surprised at the actions of Donald Trump? Is Donald Trump doing what he said he was going to do? 52% said yes. None of this surprises me. This is what he campaigned on. He said he was going to do it. So when I take those two and merge them together, over half the country seems to agree that the president is doing what he said he was going to do.
And apparently that 52% is the highest ever
Yes.
for a president when they've done this polling in the past.
Correct.
Nowhere near 52% have ever said, yep, he's doing exactly what he said he was going to do.
And his approval rating, although only 43%, it sits about where it was from the beginning. So I think that he's on track. I think that the American people in general, as much as can be expected in a very divided country, I think the people are saying, yeah, I have to admit, CNN had to admit he's doing what he said he was going to do.
Yep.
And it's not upsetting anybody. His approval rating is still the same as it always was.
Yeah, shouldn't be any surprise that he said he was going to do, because he kind of did that his first term too.
I find that interesting.
Ray Garcia says Comey's just the first. Pretty sure Christopher Wray will follow,
And
as well as
should.
Jack Smith.
And should.
I'm sure Jack Smith will be next. I'm not sure Ray will ever. I'm not sure will ever. I just don't see Ray being the guy. A
You don't
fall
think-
guy on this one.
No, don't let him slide. You think he's guilty?
Oh yeah, they're all dirty.
They're all dirty. See that? Remove any and all political ideologies from our streets.
I
Houston
guess
also said
then the Cowboy Stars would be safe.
it's not
It's
political.
not political.
There you go.
Just to kind of put the acreage that burned in California last year into perspective, Texas Parks and Wildlife plans to acquire a 54,000 acre property in Kinney and Edwards counties and create a new state park.
The Silver Lake Ranch could be the largest addition to the state park system since the 1980s. They're apparently going to be able to get this from the Moody family of Galveston, Moody Gardens and all that. I do find it interesting, though, that the state parks would take on new parks when they are in disarray in general in the state park system. If you go places like Garner State Park and all that, you'll find out that if it wasn't for volunteers, the park would be in dire straits. It's not, the state doesn't maintain our state parks very effectively.
Well, they did. Remember, voters approved that Centennial Parks Conservation Fund 2 years ago. Well, apparently the purchase of this land would be funded from that. That was $1 billion fund.
Billion here, $1 billion there. Yep. Next thing you know, you've got $1 trillion.
Guided tours and limited day use within the year, and then hiking and camping would come later. I think that the day use fees for hiking and camping tend to be what drive revenue.
Go on up to Kinney County and get snake bit.
Yeah. Public comment accepted through Texas Parks and Wildlife Commission until November 5th. They will vote on the purchase November 6th. Curious what the Moody family needs any more money.
Well, I
mean, if they really, but they're going to purchase the land, maybe for $1. I mean, they could do like the folks did down here by Port A and just donate the land to conservationists so that, the wetlands. But no, I don't know. That would be, if we really want to turn it into a state park,
I got
two ways to go: donate it or eminent domain it.
Story I'm monitoring. Let's take a quick break,
yes,
and I'll tell you about my story. Folks, Palace Bingo, where friends meet friends. Get a hold of Palace Bingo for a good time. Just go out there, support 7 local charities, have a great meal, comfort food, cheeseburgers. They have great popcorn, fresh popcorn they make there. Really good, really good. And I don't eat them. They have great cakes and pies. Great food, believe it or not. Palace Bingo, get by.
We'll be there 2 weeks today.
The 23rd, excuse me, will be our night.
Yep. Deerland Feed, we talked about. Ranch Week still going on. Of course, they are a weather sponsor, but right now, Thomas More Feed, $2 off a bag. Ranger Gates, $15 off while they are still in stock. They're going to be serving lunch at 11:30 today, and they've got door prizes, so get on over to Deerland and go see Jackie and load up on all the sales. Red Funnel still just 99 cents. Maybe the discount one for you.
There you go. Allen's Wrecker Service, 578-6300. Let Allen be your go-to for your next towing need. Ladies, if you're on the side of the road, your car won't go, and maybe it just needs a jump, call Allen's. They'll come out and give you a jump. Great folks, great friends of the program, Allen and Janet Miller and Little Allen. Great folks. Family business, been here forever. Been here forever, Atzenhofer. Celebrating 100 years in business next year. Tommy Taylor, the new dealership principal.
Almost as long as you and I have been on this earth combined.
Think about it. Atzenhofer for your next Chevy.
Mitsubishi pre-owned vehicle.
Great pre-owned. All your service, go by and see Atzenhofer. Went Services, Went for all your electrical needs. Turnkey generator service. If you reach out to Went, they can come out and give you a quote to put a Generac, American-made generator on the side of your home. You can go to work, and when you come back, you'll have a Generac generator. Also, want to remind you of an upcoming event that Ash and I are promoting. The what are we calling it? Cigar. It's the South Texas Cigar and Bourbon. Let me tell you, festival weekend. It kicks off Thursday, October 16th. Texas owned Still Austin Whiskey Company has having a launch party at Moonshine. There's a tequila tasting at La Cantina. Big Springs Distilling is at Another Poor Decision. It's going to be all the way through Friday night. They're going to have drinks at the downtown restaurants. Doors open at 4 p.m. on Saturday for VIP and designated driver ticket holders. 5 p.m. for the general public. It's at the Community Center Annex. 70 brands of wine, beer, spirits.
It's in the Dome.
Oh, it's in the Dome. Yeah, okay, there you go. Largest selection of allocated bourbons, rye whiskeys, and tequilas ever offered in Victoria. You'll get a chance to visit with the people that craft these liquors, and you'll get the inside track on, tastings and all that. They're going to have an outdoor pavilion where you can smoke a cigar and listen to live music. It's going to be a big time event.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Something Victorian.
South Texas
Yeah.
spirits. It's going to be a big deal.
Nothing's ever like this in Victoria.
Now,
Just go support it, because if you don't, then nothing like this will ever come to Victoria again.
in general, really, you should. You really should do that. And you can reach out to Sean at Texas Liquor also if you need a ticket. Many of you know JR Perez. You can reach out to JR if you need a ticket. I'm monitoring a story, and we don't typically bounce things out there without doing some research. I've done a little bit of research, and I haven't shared this with you. There are two, what do you call it, Cody? There's two things that are going to be on the next ballot when we vote next.
That works. Call it that.
And these things involve
Measures.
our fire department.
2 measures.
One is going to be an amendment, I guess, or I guess it's, what do you call it?
City charter?
I don't know.
I don't know.
They want there's two things that are being promoted, and I'm leading to this. You should go. You owe it to yourself to go to the City of Victoria website, which I have not done yet, and follow the link to last night's city council meeting, as an expert came in to detail, apparently apolitically. He says, I'm just going to tell you what's going on about the firemen being determined to be civil servants. They want to have a civil servant designation, and they also are seeking the ability to collectively bargain. And the gut feeling that I have on these things is that they're dangerous, because one of the first things that was emphasized was this won't involve any taxpayer money. So that bothers me. Like right away, I was like, oh, okay. So
It sounds like union.
well, it does. And what makes now take a second, don't knee jerk me. If you have the ability to collective bargaining, what is one of your major weapons in collective bargaining?
Striking.
And guess who cannot by law strike?
Fire.
So
And
it
women.
seems odd to me that we're going to have collective bargaining promoted for a group that simply cannot do what they would contemplate doing.
Well, there's other ways to get it done.
Right. I'm gonna do some more research on this and get back to you. I'm reserving judgment on it, but I can tell you that from my understanding, if they get a civil servant designation, then there are things that impact all the way down to, let's say that we have a new position opening up, and 20 applicants meet you have to be here at least 10 years, blah, blah, blah. Okay.
Mhm.
So you have to be, have to work for the department for 10 years. You have to be in good standing. You have to have at least this rank, and 20 people apply. There is an independent committee that is not the chief, not Jesus Garza, not the mayor, not the city council, a committee. And they develop a test. The person who scores the highest on the test has to be offered the job. It's got zero consideration for relationships, how you get along with your coworkers, who's a better leader. It's all longevity and test driven. And so it takes out
Designed to sort of make it more objective rather than subjective, but
and leadership is purely subjective. I mean, it's just the way it is. So it makes it's just interesting to me that we need to study this. By the way,
you know what this tells me? This tells me that the city isn't moving fast enough to address the pay issues within our fire department. And if they were, they wouldn't be taking this.
I don't
avenue.
disagree. And I think it may be something that's worth pushing for soon. Jennifer Rayburn, always an intellectual comment, says, I'm still researching the collective bargaining request by the fire department to determine how the funding will be pulled down from city funds to allow for establishing the parameters for salaries. Where, how will their access to taxpayer dollars be allocated? That's exactly right. You're going to have to form a couple of committees that don't work for free. By the way, it's worth noting,
but they don't want to be funded by the members.
there is a firefighters union, if you will, an association that wants to come and talk about some of these things. It just sounds to me, if it sounds like a union and it smells like a union, number one, it won't be popular in Victoria, but I'm speaking out of turn at this point. We're just spitballing right now. It is something that I encourage you to go to the city website, follow the link to last night's last night's meeting, which sometimes is a show, and see
that'd
what
be Corpus Christi City Council.
Yeah, it's not 16 hours. Yeah, and see what they have to say. It's worth following, and I'll have more for you in the future. But this is while it's not breaking news, it's top of mind.
Robert Zavesky says they need more pay, and I don't disagree. I don't in general disagree, but here's the problem. Because we have not grown the tax base in Victoria, and these are paid with taxpayer funds, where do you get the money? This is the problem. Our property values have gone up. Current property owners are being squeezed to death in this community from a taxing standpoint.
Tell a friend, bring a business to Victoria.
And therein lies the problem. No knock on the current leadership at VEDC and some of these others that are designed to bring businesses to Victoria. But for the darn near 30 years I've been here, Caterpillar.
Yeah.
That's been it.
Lots of good things happening. Supposedly, there's supposed to be lots going on at the Arch Canal. There's lots of new activity. Maybe VEDC needs to come in and give us an update. If you're listening to VEDC, you're welcome anytime.
And like I said, I'm not knocking anybody current VEDC because I think they are actually moving and doing some things, but for way too long.
Here's something to know.
Nothing happened in this community. While the rest of the state was growing at 25% annual population growth, we've lagged at less than 1%.
Everybody loves a fireman, right? So if this were to go down, you can bet that in no short order, you'll have the same thing going on at PD. And when PD does it, now you've got 4 committees, 2 for the firemen and 2 for the PD. Yeah. Interesting. We'll see how it happens.
Bonnie Howard says there are ways to make the hiring promotion process more broadly competitive, and a cue can be taken from RFQs with competitive scoring across several categories. Good perspective. Thank you, Bonnie. What do you make of Ken Paxton's launch to infiltrate and uproot leftist terror cells? First off, if you're going to launch undercover operations to infiltrate these terror cells, why do you tell them? That'd be like Texas going out, we're going to throw it deep every play this week.
Yeah.
Or is he just worried now that there's another name in the mix for senator that he's trying to show that he's doing something?
Is it Wesley Hunt?
Yes.
Yeah, I think Wesley Hunt's the guy you got to worry about. His comment was, leftist political terrorism is a clear and present danger. To those demented souls who seek to kill, steal, and destroy our country, know this: you cannot hide, you cannot escape, and justice is coming. So Ken Paxton really just trying to get that soundbite right there out to you, which we just gave to you. And the reality is, I think his campaign's in trouble because you've got
so 3-horse race now.
Yeah, you got a marketable military veteran who happens to be a black guy who's conservative. I mean, he's checking a lot of boxes.
And doesn't seem to have a somewhat checkered past like Ken Paxton does with
helicopter pilot. It's coming. I think Wesley Hunt may be the guy. I do think that John Cornyn is going down, and I think that's appropriate.
Boy, he's getting desperate too. If you watched
the
Cowboys game on the weekend, 99% of the time he voted with Trump.
He's just trying to align with the president, but the president's not saying we need to reelect John Cornyn.
No.
He ain't saying that.
No, and he won't. Cornyn will vote with whoever he needs to try to keep his job.
Yeah,
as senator.
What is this? The Brownsville and Matamoros.
Yeah, International Bridge. Yeah, now jointly owned by Cameron County and Mexico. Commissioners there approved purchase of the bridge, which I guess Union Pacific owned about 50% of it. I did not realize that. Interestingly enough, they didn't say how much the county paid Union Pacific for its share of the bridge, but it's now going to be jointly owned by Cameron County and Mexico.
It's a big deal. It's the controlling the inflow of
excuse me, sir. We're trying to run a radio show here.
Right. What happened?
Your phone keeps going off.
That's because I'm on top of what's going on. Yeah.
You can mute that.
Switch on the side.
Yeah, they're going to be next year, I guess. They'll be shutting down part of the or parts of the Gateway International Bridge down there, which is huge for daily traffic.
I just thought you might want to know that I'm on top of our spark light.
As a result, traffic of the Brownsville and Matamoros Bridge will increase as construction takes place to double the capacity on the Gateway International Bridge. So,
Protocol.
I know this is big for truck traffic and stuff, but I mean, does anybody ever go to Matamoros anymore? I mean, when I first moved here, everybody used to go down to Brownsville and South Padre and head across to Matamoros and
Chicle.
what was the one restaurant there that everybody used to go for? Chateaubriand?
Garcia's
Yeah,
or something.
something
You go
like
down
that.
there
Yeah.
so you could go buy your
Yeah.
CPAC.
Yeah, exactly. Now nobody seems to.
Good morning, Joe
Go there.
Mitchell.
Andrew Alvarez says, yeah, Wesley Hunt's very popular, especially in Houston. Ken Paxton is in trouble. I'm not sure Paxton is going to win if it was just a 2-horse race. I think he might make a lot of inroads, and I think he might get 40-45% of the vote against Cornyn.
So the way to look at Paxton is there's enough smoke around him that there's got to be some fire somewhere. You agree with that?
Yeah.
And if you say that, if there's enough smoke around him that there's got to be some fire, there are some hardline conservatives who, in the same breath that they would say Ken Paxton has been good for Texas, they might say Ken Paxton doesn't deserve to go be a United States senator.
And there's the problem right there is people think they deserve to be
That's right.
our senator because they put in the time.
I think based on what I've seen, I know Cornyn would be third. I think Wesley Hunt has my attention. So
Well,
we'll
and the
see.
thing is this is a primary. You throw a third dog into the race in a primary, and now your votes get split. It'll be very interesting which one comes out on top. Speaking of very interesting, Kelly from me says people used to go to the Cadillac Bar in Nuevo Laredo.
right?
Andrew Oliver says the sentiment I got while campaigning was anybody but Cornyn. There you go. Yeah, but I don't think just anybody could knock Cornyn off. That's the problem. I think it's going to take the right candidate. And I think Ken Paxton could do the job. And I would probably vote for him over Cornyn in the primary. I don't know that he doesn't have a checkered enough past and enough issues that the Dems run a strong enough Dem candidate.
He might lose.
He could lose that. Yep.
Now, Heather Stewart says Wesley Hunt has done some questionable things politically. And they say, Crystal Map says they say Hunt voted for Obama. Well, what he did before he found Jesus, I mean, you can't, he's not a very old man.
No. Well, Obama or Mitt Romney.
Right. Yeah. The devil you know versus the one you don't.
Yeah. Well, there you go, Andrew Alvarez. People were saying anybody but Cornyn, but they keep their pockets closed. Yeah. Well,
true story.
I hate to say it. I think too many people know the political machine that John Cornyn and the fundraising machine that John Cornyn has behind him. And I think they knew that they couldn't outspend him and couldn't out fundraise him. They felt their dollars weren't going to make a difference against Cornyn.
Crystal Map laughs and says, we found Jesus and Trump.
Adam Daughtry
which are
checking
two
in.
extreme,
Absolutely.
other ends of the spectrum.
Absolutely.
No doubt about it.
What do you make of Governor Abbott awarding a $50 million contract to some company out of New York to oversee our voucher system?
Well, I think that's
program.
probably a political payback, probably a favor.
That's
Is that what you think?
what a lot of people are thinking.
I would have
Because
to think
apparently
so.
the guy that runs the company did make donations to.
We can't find
Abbott's.
somebody in Texas to manage our deal. We're going to send $50 million.
50 million. I bet we could solve it in this room.
I think we could
Edward
probably do
Jones
that.
could have. I bet you could have found a local Thomas Hammond, Kenny French could have managed it for way less than that,
Way
and
less.
probably help those educational savings accounts grow even more.
Yeah.
$50 million going to
Interesting.
some company out of New York.
Very interesting because there are enough detractors to the idea of a voucher that you want your transactions to be squeaky clean. You don't want it to be something that causes people to go, oh, his first thing I think is he owed somebody or he made promises to somebody.
Curious.
Interesting.
No, really. And then I got to find the report, but also apparently coming out that from, unnamed sources, which, is the backbone of good journalism or, truthful
Sure.
journalism, that Abbott was telling people, if you don't get in line with me on the vouchers, you will not get any support for anything.
Oh, that's true.
We know that to be true.
Yeah, that's true. That is what he did. He strong-armed a lot of people. Yeah. There you go. Let's take a break real quick and let you know about the chopping block. Ashley's going to look that up. White trash
$15.99 a pound.
$3.99
Barbacoa
wings.
boudin today.
Get in there early.
Yeah. It won't be very.
Yeah.
It won't be there long.
No, it goes quick. White Trash Services and White Trash Site Services, 550-1826. Call this morning. Talk to a live human being who can help you have a trash-tastic day. BJ and Scott Nelson and their team, eager to serve you in the multi-counties around Victoria. And also, if you want to get a dumpster for a project or you need a structure taken off of a piece of property, they can do that as well. Chestnut Furniture then could come in and put some patio furniture on your newly scraped lawn. Chestnut and Love make your house a home. Get in and see why you just always do better at Chestnut. Bobby Leon and his family taking care of you and yours for over 105 years. Paravita Wellness and the Vita Cafe. Paravita Wellness. Get by today. You can go in. There's a cold case. Go in. The food is fresh. The other day there were it was beef chunks and green beans. It's just beautiful pieces of red meat with green beans. Throw it in the microwave. I put it on about 2.5 minutes on about a 6, and it just comes out fresh and good.
Green beans aren't soggy,
not rubbery.
Nope.
There's no preservatives. There's no gluten. There's no nothing, no additives whatsoever. Just good, healthy fare. You can drop this and spill it on the dollar floor that you bought. And guess what? The dollar floor store has waterproof vinyl, luxury vinyl to put down in a room that's going to get a lot of use. This stuff it's better than wood. It's engineered to look, have the sheen, the lack of reflectiveness of wood, and yet at the same time, you can mop it.
And the beauty of it as well, if one plank
take
gets
it up,
wrecked, you take it
put
up and
another
you put a new one down. They've also right now, and people are starting to put carpet in houses again, like in all the high traffic areas. It's making a comeback. Dollar floor store right now, 79 cents a square foot on carpet.
There you
And
go.
this is brand name stuff. They don't have cheap,
No.
odds and ends, remnants.
It's not remnants.
No,
it's
they've got
definitely
full,
frontline stuff.
and not only that, but they've got enough of a product for your entire home.
I'm just going to let that sit there. You think maybe carpet's making a comeback?
It is making a comeback. Salt and the trade papers.
There you have it. There you have it.
We talked about when? We talked about when.
We did.
Yeah, we're caught up.
It's going to ask you if the carpet matches the drapes.
It did in my house growing up. Yep, we had bright orange, almost burnt orange shag carpet and drapes to match.
Wow. Just trying to see how big a comeback carpet is going to make.
We'll
That's what
see.
I'm looking for.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Cut pile.
Today's vacuums, I don't think you have it.
Shag.
Thicker carpet. No, they get old. Clogged up. Interesting study. This is from Unreported Truth. It's Alex Berenson. This guy, I mean, if you really want to know what's going on with COVID and the vaccines, this guy does it. He's got a Substack page and, great new piece that he put out last week that shows a recent study that was published in the Lancet last week that mRNA COVID jabs are linked to higher risk of several serious conditions, including acute kidney injury in children.
Right.
Following their COVID infections, but the data was hidden deep in the appendix of the new study on kids and COVID. Apparently, in the study, they buried the stuff near the back of it in a supplement without comment.
On pages 39 and 40 out of 54 pages.
Here's a study in the Lancet. Long COVID associated with SARS-CoV-2 reinfection among children and adolescents in the Omicron era. A retrospective cohort study. It's all there.
It's all that, done by, you can look at the names.
Yeah.
You see all these different doctors, PhDs that did this study.
Yeah.
But
and he goes on to say, I mean, he's not a conspiracy theorist or anything like that, because he does say the association does not prove that COVID shots caused the injury with kidneys or other problems, but vaccinated and unvaccinated kids may have been different in ways that made jab kids more vulnerable to post-COVID problems.
in other news, it's never been proven that cigarette smoking causes lung cancer, but we highly dissuade you from smoking anyway.
Yeah. I mean, they do know that.
Go to the top, and the title of the article reads, children had a higher risk of long-term problems after COVID infection if they'd received an mRNA shot. And then underneath, what do you call the underneath?
It's like the
lead
headline
statement.
Yeah,
Evidence from a new study should be the final and long overdue nail in the coffin for COVID jabs for kids. But don't expect the media to stop shilling for Pfizer and Moderna.
Well, there's a reason for that. Watch CNN and see all the ads for pharmaceutical companies.
Yeah. By the way, did you ever get your shipment back?
No, never showed back.
What do you do with that, folks? I know what I do with that. I've got a camera and multiple
I don't
handguns.
have one, but I'm going to get
Ash gets a delivery on his front porch the other day, Commander.
Oh, I saw it.
It's gone.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I can't blame the FedEx driver because he didn't steal it.
Right. He
But
did put it right there with a sign that said, take
Yeah,
this.
more or less.
Could have put it behind.
Yeah, the house I live in has a little covered patio with a brick wall that comes mid-thigh. So it's a good 2.5, 3 feet tall. If he would have just reached around the corner, or she would have just put it around the corner.
Yeah, let's don't blame it on a guy. It could be a girl.
It's not going anywhere. Nobody sees it, but he left it right in front of the door, big bright blue box. And here's the thing. I mean, don't feel sorry for me. But I have type 2 diabetes, and in there, I'm taking part in a new program.
I'm starting my A1C.
Yeah, I'm off 2 meds thanks to this thing already. Anyway, things that I need to take part in this new medical program were included in there.
Your life to enhance your basically.
Anyway, so this isn't anything you can sell. It's not like it was a PS5, right? This is like a test strips and
pee on them.
Some.
For pennies a day, you can help Ash fight diabetes.
Could have.
Not anymore because they're
gone.
gone.
It's gone.
Why don't you take next week off? Just relax.
Thank you. I will.
Okay. Good morning, Sheriff Louderback. Hope you're doing great, sir. Always good to see our House District 30 rep check in.
I was hoping maybe somebody. Well, maybe somebody else couldn't read either, P. Strauss.
Yeah, he thought it said Viagra. Yeah. The little blue box with the little blue pill.
Yeah, Verta.
That was
Viagra.
a big box.
A big box.
That'd be a lot of pills.
Takes a lot of Viagra.
Yeah. 500 doses. Yeah, get me through the month.
You got to take 20 at a time.
Well,
Oh, you know what they say about elephants.
get the old Secretariat dose. Yeah, sure. I hear you. I hear you bragging.
I thought somebody would have brought it back once they opened it and realized there's nothing in there that they could take to the
And they can't
pawn
sell
shop.
it.
No, there's nothing in there they could take to the pawn shop.
Hey, buddy, you want to buy some pea
Unless
strips?
they, yeah,
Nope.
You buy some strips?
you want a glucometer? Got one, brand new, never been used.
Right.
Yeah, I mean seriously, this is. I mean, there were two things in there that might add a little bit of value.
Probably some kid, to be honest, walking home from school and then just got home and said, "Oh, this is nothing." Just threw it away.
Probably.
Maybe.
You know.
I walked up and down the street just to see if the box was tossed somewhere. So
Should have had Stanley help you.
Right.
I could have given him the set and known what it was. I mean, there were two things in there. There was a weigh scale and a little kitchen food scale for measuring my.
Oh, that's how they measure cocaine out.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Sorry.
That might have had some value to some of the people in my neighborhood, to be honest.
John Anderson asked, "Where's the studio located?" John, we're up above what is Greeks 205. We're in the downtown area in a beautiful building owned by Mr. Keats and John Paul Hull, and it's called the Offices at 205. And during this part of the day, we're the only people here, but there's other businesses in this space. It's a beautiful building. You're welcome to come. Anybody could come by anytime. Just come in. Above our door, it says 1/2. So we're at 205 and a half East Constitution. We are heavily armed and don't recommend that you come here to protest. That probably wouldn't go well. But you're welcome to come see us anytime. We have did you see? How about this? Now, I wanted to read this if I could find it. I can do it from memory because
Okay.
I know where it is though.
I read it.
I read it but I want to show you something that I just found interesting. Let me find the do you folks get way too many Gmail emails?
Yes.
I thought this was interesting. I'll get to it. Here we go. New Braunfels LBGT org to host it's promoted, Cody, as an all ages drag show. Now this seems like a couple of months late, doesn't it? I mean, hasn't that ship sailed where you basically advertise that you want to groom kids? Hey, this is fun. Let's dress up as the opposite sex. An LBGT organization in New Braunfels is hosting a drag show this Saturday that's being marketed as all ages.
Is it at the library?
No. So let me tell you what's interesting about this. I'm going to read you this quick paragraph. The Riverside Pride Festival was originally slated to take place at the Comal County Fairgrounds, but has been forced to move due to concerns over age appropriateness. That makes sense. The organizers announced that the event will now be held at the Faith United Church of Christ. Are you kidding me? Is anybody any more snobbish about their Christianity than the Church of Christ? They believe they're the only people going to heaven. And they're going to host an all ages drag show.
They must need the money.
Unbelievable. That's like,
I mean, doesn't that tell you something right there? It's all ages, but they had to move for concerns of age appropriate.
from a public space, and the Church of Christ said, "Come on in, we don't care what you're promoting." That would be like saying the Friends of Hamas are hosting a bake sale at the Jewish Community Center. Just come on by. It's $10 to get in. I just don't get it. That is the top story. We've shared it once.
Buy your banana bread.
Peace in the East. I don't care how you feel about the guy's politics, does not happen without Donald Trump.
No, absolutely.
Does not happen without the Donald.
People both in Israel and Gaza were celebrating, according to the Epic Times, the news, but there's still a lot of skepticism and hesitancy to completely embrace the peace deal.
You got to wonder who will break it. I think Hamas needs the ceasefire. Their people are starving, and there 67,000 Palestinians have been killed in this conflict.
Well, according to Hamas, I can't. It's Hamas.
It makes you, you don't trust them, but it does make you wonder, like, if that number is accurate. That's more people than died in the entire Vietnam War.
It's more people.
That's
the same. That's Victoria. That's a city of Victoria's population that has died.
All died in
Hamas.
2 years.
Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney says, after years of intense suffering, peace finally feels attainable.
Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, Mark. Shows you how out of touch you are. Peace was attainable in 2005 when Israel walked away from the Gaza.
That's right.
And Hamas decided, not good enough. We're going to keep blowing you people up.
Yeah, they did say that in Tel Aviv, they have the Tel Aviv Square. They now call it Hostages Square. It's a Tel Aviv Plaza.
Yeah.
Hostages Square. They have pictures out there of the folks that are missing. And it's a terrible deal. I mean, it's as if you come downtown to Tejas Fest hoping to have a good time, and people pull up in trucks and round up your family and take you to Mexico where you're held hostage for 2 years.
And bomb you.
Yeah. Interesting.
And shoot you and stab you and kidnap kids and rape the women as they're going through and looting and pillaging.
We are so spoiled in this country. You can't even picture tanks, military vehicles going down Navarro. It could happen. Yeah. It's just one bad season away.
Hundreds of people flocked a Pleasant Valley Methodist Church the other night in Amarillo. This, according to News Channel 10. XL Energy there has proposed a $600 million solar farm, and the people there don't want it.
Nobody's figured out yet that when these solar panels go bad, by the way, all it takes is a hailstorm. They have things involved that there's parts of the solar panels that are not easily disposed of, just like the windmills that you're going to start seeing just standing dormant out in the fields of windmills. Everybody got paid by the government to put these windmills up. Nobody's being paid by the government to take them down
or maintain them properly.
Right. So at the end of the day, you're going to start seeing these solar. There's a big one going on. I see the same lady when I stop at the Texan in the mornings. I see the same lady, and she's they're working on a huge solar field around here. I love the technology. I think it's great. You want to put solar panels on your roof, that's fine. When they are no longer of any use, what do you do with them? You don't just take them out to the county dump.
Well, and the problem is the storage of the energy from these solar farms. There is I was doing some reading on this. There's some underground storage capacity that does not require heavy metals and all this other stuff. I don't know the technology, the science behind it, but it was pretty cool and the way it was explained. But it's costly. So they don't want to do that because they can get cheaper lithium batteries or whatever they're getting from China.
Because they're being made with slave labor while they rape the land in Africa. But nobody cares about that as long as we have cheap batteries.
Yeah. This is a 1,300-acre solar facility that will be north of Amarillo, and the people there don't want it. Here's the other thing. Go look at our grid and what solar and wind add to our grid on any given day. And as we found out the last freeze when our grid basically failed, neither one of them were reliable, but neither was gas because
but I've got bad news for you.
Although apparently they fixed that problem.
I do have friends involved in that arena, and they literally told me that the grid will not be fixed, that there is not, the grid is not ever going to be fixed.
There's no money in fixing the grid.
Yeah.
Just expenses.
And yes, John, we're very close to 1 O'Connor Plaza. We walk out, we can see it. Yep.
There's no money in fixing the grid.
There you go. Jennifer Rayburn extended my analogy about being kidnapped from Tejas Fest and says, and after they kidnap you away and citizens demand our country do something to get our people back, other citizens protest and complain that nobody should fight to bring the hostages back. It does boggle the mind. Monty Hart says the United Church of Christ is not near the same as the Garden Variety Church of Christ. Okay, that's good.
Good to know
It
there's
does- so
different-
it's kind of like we joke that being Episcopal is like Catholic light, Catholic with divorce, married priests. You know, that's
the Lutherans were Catholic. It's,
Lutherans are even more judgmental.
There's a lot of Lutherans in this town, man.
I know.
Are there?
I went to.
Oh, yeah.
I went to the Lutheran church for a long time. If the Lutherans are the Miller Lite to Catholicism, then the Episcopalians are like the ranch water.
Only a Canadian can make sense of a booze-related analogy.
So the
I know what you were saying there. That's so tragic.
The United Church of Christ is not the Church of Christ at all.
Okay.
It's a progressive
Did
main.
Jesus say that? I'm just asking.
Look, right under Jesus is Google, and that's who I asked.
Right.
A progressive mainline Protestant denomination formed in 1957 through the merger of Evangelical and Reformed Church and the Congregational Christian churches. It's got an open and affirming stance for LGBTQ.
There
plus
you
people.
have it.
Yeah.
Blah,
you
blah,
asked.
blah,
You
blah.
asked Chat GP Jesus, didn't you? And that's what you got.
GP Jesus. Folks, we love you. Have a great day. Hey, celebrate peace in the Middle East and go have a great day.
Bye, folks.
Bye, folks.
Hot wire to